Salvation is not far from you. Life is not far from you. You must climb up into heaven and get it, or as if you must descend down into the pit, right? And what I want to say is, when I look back at my own life, you know the only thing I always did? I talked with Jesus. That's really it. We've been conditioned to think so much about our own efforts and our own striving and our own works that we've come up with this idea that there's something we need to be doing to work life. And we completely lose sight of God's ability to work life. And you know all God needs to work life in you? An unconcealed heart. That's it. A heart that's just laid bare in His presence. And He doesn't just demand that you lay bare your heart in His presence. He come and plopped His heart on the table in your presence first. He laid Himself bare in your midst. Right? And when you see that, what happens is man, your heart becomes bare. And what that looks like when your heart is laid bare in the midst of God is you're just talking to Jesus. That's it. You're just talking with God like you would talk with your best friend. Right? And so when things go good, what do we want to do? We want to celebrate. And who do we want to celebrate with? Our friends. And when things don't go well, we want to talk to somebody, don't we? We want to talk to our friend. We want to share our heart with our friend. We want to cry with our friend. We want to weep with our friend. We want comfort. We want hugs. We want to participate with someone in what's going on in our heart. And that's all talking to God is. Where you realize God is your friend. And you realize God's with you everywhere you go, that He's experiencing everything simultaneously with you. I mean, why do you even want to go tell your friends about good things that happened? You want someone that can feel what you feel and then be happy with you. And then why do you want to tell someone when things aren't going well? Because you want someone that can know how you feel and that you can find comfort with them when you feel that way. Well, listen, man, that's what we got with God. Right? God's intimately acquainted with what we feel already. We don't even have to explain it to Him. He's feeling it with us simultaneously. And what happens is when you start seeing that and you start talking with God like He was your friend, like the guy said, it's not a religion. There's no wrong way to do it. Right? Talking with Jesus might one day look like you cussing Him out. Any ever cussed out your friends before? Being upset? Thinking they done you wrong? Maybe it's just me. Listen, man, I've had some heavy conversations with the Lord when I was very upset about my life. And you see, we get so wrapped up in how we're going to have life that we think it's so complicated that we don't even understand that in just laying our hearts out with God, life can be born in us. You know, some of the times where I found the most life born in me was after I cussed God out. Sorry, Lord. See, but you don't even have to, He knows. Right? And so, man, that song is powerful because just engaging with God in a conversation about your life, we tend to internalize our thoughts, our pain, our hurts, our confusion. We internalize them, and when you internalize them, what you don't realize you're doing is you're carrying the burden. Internalizing is carrying the burden. What happens is when you start talking with God about what you're going through, whether it's the good, the bad, or the ugly, what happens is your life becomes lifted off of you. The burdens become lifted off of you. Right? And you start connecting with God, and God is working life in you the whole time. And so I could tell you a lot of complex things. I can interpret many scriptures for you. I can put the whole Bible probably in its place from beginning to end. I could probably do it in 10 minutes. Right? And that's good too. But it's much simpler. It's a relational thing with God where you're just talking with God about what you're experiencing, what you're feeling, what you're going through, what you think about it. Right? It's much simpler. Don't despise the power that will happen in your life from just doing that. Because just doing that, just being real with God, we got that cliche in the world, right? Be real, right? I was real. Just be real with God. Even if that looks like you being angry with God right now. I'm telling you, you get that anger out of your heart towards God and communicate with Him with what you're feeling, man, I'm telling you, life is coming, right? So hear the gospel. Listen, sing songs with the Lord. You can be encouraged. Encourage yourself in the Lord. Set your eyes on the Lord, and that will encourage you. But man, be engaging with God, right? And if you think you struggle with that, tell God. Say, Lord, I struggle to talk to somebody I can't see with my natural eyes, right? But I want to talk to you. And I want to talk to you the way I would talk to my friend. And so give me eyes to see you with me. Give me eyes to see that you're the friend that's closer than a brother. Because the Proverbs talk about a friend that's closer than a brother. And that friend is God. Right? And so yes, talk to your friends that have flesh and blood. Right? But also talk with God about what you're feeling, what you're going through, the confusion, the anger, the joys. Share all that with God, man. I promise you, just from that foundation of talking with God, you will find life born in you. You'll be like the guy in the parable of the sower sowing the seed, where it says the guy went to bed day and night, and one day woke up with a big crop and didn't know how he had it. Right? Because you just think you're talking to God. Right? You're not busy thinking that's some powerful thing going on. I'm just talking with God. You read through the scriptures, you know what you find a whole lot of? People talking with God. And you know what always happens to the people that were talking with God? Life manifests.